Hey everybody, this is Lena, and you're watching Lena's Life on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me. It looks like my stream is a little bright, so I'm gonna have to tone it down a little bit. Let's see. How can I get it to tone down? Bear with me, please. Okay, I think it's better. Is it better? Whoever's watching. It'll do. Well, you guys, wow. I've been home. I just been bunkered in here because the weather is just not that great. Not that great. We've had a really bad couple of days. Just the weather's just been really kind of just a little too much, as far as like the cold weather goes. And, it's just been like kind of a pain, because I want to get out. My bicycle is sitting there, not being able to be over there. It's not able to be used. Oh, wait, my bike's over here. Over here. There it is, little bike thingy over that way. It's hard to point when the camera's all kind of goofy, but I am super excited because life is good. Life is good. Life is good. Can I say that life is good? I am super thankful. It's just been a wonderful reality, just being able to enjoy and just focus on the things that I need to focus on, which is, trying to figure out, where do I go from here? What do I do? What are my goals? What are my plans? What are the things that I want? And one of the things that I wanted to do was to be able to reconnect with the things that I used to love to do. And one of those things that I used to really love to do was to perform music, sing, play my keyboard over there. And so today I got an opportunity to do that. I love worship music. I know I've been all over the block with, spirituality, Christianity, God, the God of this world, all this stuff, with relating to God and, who this God is and everything. And I just really can't get away from the fact that I know that I have been spared by a divine being to remain on this earth at this time. And for me to say that this body, this vessel that I have is a product of some evil entity that decided to case us in these things and to torture us by making us live in these bodies. And, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's truth to it. I'm still kind of working through that stuff. But in my heart of hearts, I believe in the old story, in the old story, and the fact that I am redeemed. I am a child of royalty, of divinity, a child of the king, a child of the queen. I am a creature made in the image of God, and I just can't get away from the things that I've been taught. Proverbs is a wise book, and in Proverbs it says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. And that's one of the things that I've been learning. I've been learning about that. I've been learning about what that means, how that works, and I just, it's like you focus on the things that are important. And for me, the things that are important are eternal things that make sense, things that make a difference, things that have value. 1 Corinthians 13 is a chapter in the Bible that is pretty spot on, with relation to what's important. What's important in life, Is it important to tell people that they're going to hell? Is it important to tell people that, that are struggling with certain things in their lives that, that they're wrong and stuff? I don't think so. I think what's important is for people to know that they are loved with a love that knows no bounds, a love that will never stop pursuing you, a love that will never stop reaching for you, a love that it transcends anything. It transcends anything. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of that, is that this love is all encompassing, and it never shuts down. It never stops, So 1 Corinthians 13 says, come on, let's go. I don't know what's okay. And I'm reading out of the Passion translation. If I were to speak with eloquence in earth's many languages and in the heavenly tongues of angels, yet I didn't express myself with love, my words would be reduced to the hollow sound of nothing more than a clanging cymbal. And if I were to have the gift of prophecy with a profound understanding of God's hidden secrets, and if I possessed unending supernatural knowledge, and if I had the greatest of faith that could move mountains, but I never learned to love, then I'm not just wrong. I'm not just in error. I'm not just missing the mark. I am nothing. Nothing. Genesis 1 talks about, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was void and formless. That means that in that creation, there was nothing. There was chaos. Chaos is like unrecognizable noise. It doesn't have any any organized relevance, any real significance to its existence, it is nothing. It's like you look into blackness, and we would do in TV, there's an effect called the limbo effect, and that's when you black out everything around you and you put a lighting instrument on the subject, and everything else falls into the background. And you could do it in black or in white, but it's called limbo because there's no plane of levelness. There's no, scope of where you're at. There's no dimension. There's no relevance to where you are in space and time. It's like you're existing in nothingness. And that's what happens when you don't have love. And if I were to be so generous as to give away everything that I owned to feed the poor and to offer my body to be burned as a martyr without the pure motive of love, I would gain nothing of value, nothing at all. Love is large. It's large, it's huge, and incredibly patient. So if you're in a relationship where they're always impatient with you, or they're always critical of you, and there's no love there, I would really check myself to understand where I sit in that relationship. And if it's actually worth pursuing, having a relationship, because it's useless. It's like having a relationship with nothing, Love is gentle and consistently kind to not just some, but to all people. To all. And that's important to understand. Love is kind. Love is gentle. There is nothing like love. Love has no equal. Love has no foe. Love has no challenger. Love has no competitor. Love stands on its own. And this world itself is existing because of love. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son," right? And that's a big one because it's like love, is all there is. Love is all there is. And when we realize that without love, we're dead, we're dead. We have nothing to offer. We're walking corpses, walking corpses that have nothing relevant to offer humanity. It's really sad. It's really sad because it refuses to be jealous. Love refuses to be jealous. When blessing comes to someone else. So if something good happens to somebody else, love rejoices over that. It doesn't get jealous. It doesn't say, wait a minute, that should be me. I should get that. I remember, there's this story. I grew up in Southern California, and I had a sister. She was 8 years older than me. And my sister had, we had an uncle in New York, in the Bronx, and family in New York. And when my sister was growing up, she was kind of like the queen of that castle, right? Because I didn't come along till 1970. She was born in 1962. And so all that my relatives knew was my sister. I came along later. My parents had moved to California. They didn't know me, okay? So one summer, this package came to the house. I was like, a package from Uncle John in New York. Gee, I wonder what it could be. And so it was addressed to my sister. And nosy me, opened it. Yeah, I opened it. And lo and behold, there was the coolest, most awesome. And you guys know, back in the 80s, boomboxes were a big deal, right? And I was like taken back. And it was like a double cassette recorder with the flip open CD player. It was Sanyo. My uncle worked at Sanyo. And it had a bass booster and it sounded awesome. It was white, like a pearly, shimmery white. Beautiful boombox. Sounded amazing. But it was for my sister. And I was jealous. I was jealous. I wanted that thing. I wanted to get a gift. I wanted it. And my sister let me use it. But I was just so bummed. So bummed. It's like, why can't I get it? Sounded amazing. Whoops. Why can't I get it? I mean, I should be able to. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't meant to be for me. Oh, this thing is making some noise. Noise. Goodness gracious. Don't know why. Sorry. So I was just really jealous, really bummed. I wasn't getting a gift. My uncle didn't know me. He knew my sister, he knew my sister. And I wasn't getting anything. And then I told my mom, I said, gosh, that's not fair. Lily gets like the cool radio. So I guess the word got out. And my uncle, he sent me a package. And he sent me this little FM radio thing, It wasn't as cool as my sister's, but I think he just felt bad, that I hadn't gotten anything. So I know what it means to be jealous, when blessing comes to someone else. Love does not brag about one's achievements. How many of you guys know people that brag about what they do, how good they are, how many, degrees they have? Hold on, I'm going to turn off the heater a bit. It's a little warm in here. Just a little toasty. Yeah, so it's like you basically always want to talk about you, want to say, oh, I'm so good at this, and I'm a beautiful person, and I can do this, I can do that. I'm so talented. Oh, if you only knew how great I am. All these things, people they're focusing on how incredibly gifted they are and what they have, and how everybody like talks about how wonderful they are, and how it's like it's constant. It's like this constant self-promotion, self, talking about self. And this says, love doesn't brag. If someone appreciates what you're doing, they're going to tell you, and they're going to appreciate you. They're going to say, wow, you're so, I'm just so happy that you're like able to be so good at that. You have a gift, and it's like, that's cool when people say that, because they're telling you that you're good. You're not telling them. There's a difference. There's a difference. And the difference is between being humble and being like prideful. And I know people do it for obviously different reasons and stuff. They have their motivations for doing what they're doing. But, it's really sad, because it's people just, they like have to like shamelessly promote themselves, and that does nothing. It doesn't endear you to a person when all they're talking about is, oh, but do you know how good I am at this, or how great I am at that? It's just not endearing. And apparently it's not loving to be that way either. Love does not inflate its own importance. It doesn't like put itself in front of you, in front of others, in front of, people. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect. So love doesn't care about being involved in shaming people, being involved in calling people out, in criticizing people and telling them, how bad they are, how evil they are, how wrong they are, how what their lifestyle is not, something that they approve of. And love doesn't traffic in shame. Love does not disrespect people. Love doesn't call people names. Love doesn't say, you're a jerk because you think this way, or your sexual identity or your gender identity is something that offends me, and I think that you need to, figure out what you're doing, and you're offensive, and love doesn't do that. Love does not need to do that. It's love, it's love. And love doesn't disrespect. It doesn't selfishly seek its own honor. Yeah, love doesn't go, whoa, look at me, hey, I'm so cool. I'm the greatest thing. It's like Muhammad Ali was known as like a great fighter and stuff. And he was like, I'm the king of the world, of course, I guess he could back it up. Love is not easily irritated. Wow, that's a big one. And that's a big one for me. I'm learning that lesson. Because regardless of how people want to perceive me, or how they want to, personify me publicly and stuff, love is not easily irritated. I used to get irritated so easily, I used to get so offended if someone said something to me, that I didn't like, or that I didn't want to hear. Love doesn't do that. Love doesn't get irritated. Love doesn't like exist on the plane of someone else's opinion about you. You know, it's like, you know who you are, you know who God made you to be. And if someone is saying something that is being done in order to irritate you and to really offend you, you don't get irritated because you know that that's not you. They're talking about a person that they're coming up with as like, it's their definition of who you are. And if the definition doesn't fit you, why be offended? And it's not quick to take offense. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need to go, you're wrong for saying that, because I'm not like that at all. You know, it's like, okay, you say what you're saying. If that's your idea of who you think I am, then you're entitled to that opinion. I personally do not resonate with it myself, because I know, like, you know, for instance, I know that I love my children. I know that I didn't walk out on my family just because I felt like it. You know, this transition of mine has been a very spiritual journey. And I think it goes along with the calling of a eunuch or something. You know, eventually, you know, there's like this being set apart, you know, and you're different and you're made differently. And other people won't understand you. They won't know what to do with you, you know. So, yeah. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing, wow, it never stops believing the best of others. Like the best, like other people, you think the best things about them, you know, and it doesn't matter who it is. You are calling the light out in every individual person that you come in contact with. That is your main objective in this life, is to spread light, is to magnify the light, not magnify the darkness. Like if someone's got an issue with pride, you don't like rip them about it. You don't tell them, oh, you are this or that or the other, you know. You just, you notice other things. You don't emphasize the things that you don't need to emphasize, you know. It's so simple. It doesn't need to believe anything bad about people. It finds the good in everything, you know. It's like, it doesn't live as a glass half empty. It lives as a glass, you know, that's half full, you know. So love never takes failure as defeat. Whoa. Whoa. Isn't what society teaches us about failure always associated with defeat? You know, I'm thinking about like a major sporting event. There's always got to be one winner and there's always got to be one loser. And the loser is thought to be associated with failure. But can you win and still be a failure? Can you lose and still be a winner? I mean, if you gave it all that you got, right? And you did your hardest like effort to make the biggest impact, to do your best at everything, and you still came up short. That's just motivation to get out there and to work on, you know, your skill set. You know, I'm thinking like a basketball player, right? They get down to the final game, you know, and there's a player that basically, you know, in order to win, a lot of basketball teams have to have a good three-point guy who shoots from around outside of the arc, right? In basketball, they have that ring that shows how, you know, you can get 3 points if you shoot from that, behind that. And good teams, they have a three-point shooter. He's the guy that when the game is on the line and they need to make sure that, you know, they get the extra points and stuff like that so that they can, you know, get into the penalty and not have to go behind, you know, in points and stuff. They have the three-point guy. Well, if the team doesn't have a three-point guy, they usually won't work. They won't win because you need to have a complete team. So what I'm saying with that is that, say you're the team that doesn't have a great three-point guy and you lose. Well, now it's not that you lost, not a failure. It gives you the motivation to know what you need to do next time because you got this close, right? But now you're going to be able to add to your team. You know, you're going to be able to add all that. Yeah, exactly. Michael Jordan at the buzzer for the win. The ball comes to Kobe. Kobe shoots. He scores. You know, it's like, you know. So that in itself, you know, is important. Is to understand that failure is not defeat. I mean, I know that that's hard to sink in, you know, because we're taught in Western society there's always going to be a winner, always going to be a loser, and that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. There are competitors, and they play their darndest. They play their hardest to give maximum effort to win, you know. And if they come up short, they didn't lose. They just know what to focus on next time. So it's a positive. It's a positive. So love never takes failure as defeat. Steve Kerr, 1997, three-point shoot-off winner. Yes. And without a Steve Kerr, the Bulls can't win. No matter how many points Michael Jordan would score, you know, you don't win a game with 60 points. That's not how you win. You win the game with 100 or more, you know, and that's the thing, you know. You could be like a great team, have a guy that's like really good, like a Michael Jordan, who's a legend, and he may be the one factor that makes the team better, but without that support staff, without that three-pointer guy, you can't win. So one of the things I remember is Shaquille O'Neal was notoriously bad at shooting free throws. I mean, he would shank them off the rim all the time. It was like king, you know, and Shaq had to work on his game. You know, he had to, fastest coach to wins at Golden State now. Wow. Steve Kerr, I haven't watched basketball in years. I used to do NBA, but so Steve Kerr is the coach of the Golden Warriors or Golden State Warriors. I didn't know that. I haven't watched. So love never stops loving. Isn't that amazing? Love never stops loving. Isn't that beautiful? It's like it flows. They called it shooting bricks when Shaq shot. Yeah. It's like he was so tall that when he'd shoot, you know, it was like it would go up, and there was no you know, with basketball, you have to have like an arc to your shot. And I know these things. I never really was very good at basketball. Don't think that, but I was able to figure out what these guys do, these professional athletes do in order to become good players, you know. And one of them, one of the things that I saw was like in a good 3-point shooter, they would like get to the line, plant themselves, and then shoot with the same form that they always did, you know, the same movement. And basically they had like this arc to their shot so that the ball would go right into the basket, usually without touching the rim. And Shaq didn't have that. Shaq was like, if you're looking at a 3-point, like here's the goal, and Shaq would like, instead of the ball going ooh, like that, it would go king, you know. So yeah, exactly. So love never stops loving. It extends beyond the gift of prophecy, which eventually fades away. You know, people make a big deal out of being able to predict the future and everything, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, great. But eventually it fades away. It is more enduring than tongues, which will one day fall silent. Love remains long after words of knowledge are forgotten. Our present knowledge and our prophecies are but partial, but when love's perfection arrives, the partial will fade away. This is a really good one. When I was a child, I spoke about childish matters, for I saw things like a child. Me, my. Oh, that's mine. I want that. I want that. Buy me this, buy me that. I want this, I want that. You know, some adults don't grow up, right? Some adults, they stop the whining, but they continue with the same attitude. You know, they think that the world owes them a favor. You know, it's like road rage, right? Okay, somebody's on the highway driving, right? You know, you're driving and a car like gets in your way by cutting you off. And instead of just going, you know what, maybe they didn't understand, maybe they weren't paying attention, maybe they were texting or something, people just get mad, you know? It's like, they're honking at people and they're yelling at people and flipping people the bird. And it's like someone like maybe inadvertently did something and they didn't mean it. And then they're like, I'm so sorry. You know, it's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do, you know, but it's too late. People are upset. But for I saw things like a child and reasoned like a child. But the day came when I matured and I set aside my childish ways. What a concept. Maturity. For now we see but a faint reflection of riddles and mysteries as they're reflected in a mirror. But one day we will see face to face. One day our cloudy vision will become more clear. You know, it reminds me of the fact that our visible spectrum of vision and hearing is very limited. So we don't know exactly, you know, a dog can hear better than we can, okay? A cat can see better than we can. An eagle can see better than we can, you know? And birds can fly and we are limited, you know? My understanding is incomplete now, but one day I will understand everything, just as everything about me has been fully understood. Until then, there are three things. 3. 1, 2, Three things that remain. One is faith. The second one is hope. And the third one is love. Yet love surpasses all of them. I mean, love has no equal. Love has no foe. Love has no challenger. So above all else, anything that you could ever want out of life, anything that you could ever ask for in this life, let love be the beautiful prize for which you run. It's beautiful, you know. And I don't know if people can handle having, as Lucid says, a broader spectrum. LOL, some have a hard enough time with things the way they are. I personally would love it. What do you mean specifically with a broader spectrum? As far as vision, as far as hearing, I think like when we awaken our pineal gland, that we can actually sense things and exist in a higher frame of, you know, of existence than if we keep on calcifying it. But I just think it's really important, you know, to love, you know, our senses. Mm-hmm. And, you know, moms are said to have, you know, senses that, you know, regular people don't have. Like a mother knows, you know, like what their child is, how their child is feeling or what they're going through. And, you know, they always say, mom has eyes in the back of her head, you know, and it's like, they just know, they have an intuition, they have an understanding, you know, and agreed, I have to ground myself often. Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot that we miss out on in life because we are not capable of focusing and realizing that love is that filter, you know, that filter that we all need to look through. That's like how we see, you know, it's like we can't even, I don't even think that people are alive if they don't have love. I think, you know, the scripture talking about Jesus saying, you know, and on that day they will come before me and they will say, look at all the things we did. We cast out demons, we raised the dead, we healed people, we did all these things. And he's going to say, depart from me, I never knew you. And I honestly think, and I'm not one to push the whole concept, the doctrine of hell and fire and brimstone, but the fact is that our Creator, if we exist without love, it's like we don't even exist at all. It's like we're dead, you know? So he says, depart from me, I never knew you. It's because it's like, you know, they don't even know you're there. They don't even know that you exist because you're not existing in any like relevant frequency of love, you know? And without love, we're just noise. That's it. There's nothing else that we have to offer if we don't offer love. I just thought that was really interesting. You know, I think it's really cool that love is the basis of our existence and how important it is. You know, because Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. There's just really, really cool truths that are only unlocked with that code that humanity is able to decipher. You know, if our pineal gland becomes fully awakened, will we be more aware of evil around us? You know, evil happens, okay? Evil is a part of this world, okay? And this is my opinion. You know, this is my own personal viewpoint, Patricia, is we don't need to give evil any more emphasis than it needs, you know. And the focus is not on the evil. The focus is on love. You know, it's like you walk into a room that's dark and you have this massive flashlight, say for instance. You turn it on, there is no longer any darkness. You know, the evil is but a shadow of what is actually true. And the only truth that exists in our reality is love, because nothing else exists outside of love. So evil, to me, is a facade. Evil is like, you know, it says, Satan goes about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. The emphasis is as something, not literally another roaring lion, but as a roaring lion. So it's like shadow puppets, you know, playing games, and you look at the wall and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a bear. And there's no bear, it's just somebody's hand doing that, you know. Mothers can pick up a car off of a trapped child. There are spiritual powers that cannot be quantified, abilities that cannot be described. The love that surrounds us is there from our departed family. I agree. I love your way of putting things. I like that. That's a good one. I love your way of putting things, because everything is done according to love. And what is love anyway? What is love? I mean, is it just that happy-go-lucky, you know, touchy-feely feeling, you know, like boy-girl meet, they fall in love, you know? What is it? What is love? We have to sit still in the quiet to feel the love that's been given to us in our life. Absolutely. That's true. You know, we do. We have to sit and in the silence, you know, in our meditative state of being, in our Zen, in our moment of like silence and stillness. There was a song I used to listen to by a Christian music artist named Stephen Curtis Chapman. It was called Be Still and Know That He is God. Be still and know that He's our Father. Oh, restless heart, you know, don't worry yourself. Let me see if I can find the lyrics to the song. Be still and know. Be still. Stephen Chapman lyrics. Okay. Be still and know that He is God. Be still and know that He is holy. Be still, O restless soul of mine. Bow before the Prince of Peace. Let the noise and clamor cease. Be still and know that He is God. Be still and know that He is faithful. Consider all that He has done. Stand in awe and be amazed. And know that He will never change. Be still. Be speechless. Be still. I just think it's a beautiful, you know, a lot of times we think we're doing something when we're doing something, but I'm coming to understand that we're doing something when we're doing nothing, when we're being still and listening, because then he's doing something, she's doing something. Patricia said, I had a neighbor girl named Roxy Ann Keith Lee. She was 9 years old. One of the men in our apartment building raped and murdered her. Oh my God, that is awful. I wonder if an awakened pineal gland might make us aware about that person's thoughts prior to the act. I would think that, you know, an awakened pineal gland will give us an awareness and it's like it gives us like this force field of sensitivity that we don't have. You know, we're kind of like sometimes stumbling in life, you know, because we're bouncing from one thing to another, you know. And I think that awakening that pineal gland allows for that kind of like that force field of sensitivity to be awakened. You know, to me, love is the ability. I like this. As Lucid says, love is the ability to give and take, be open and flexible for your personal growth and others through both good and not so good times, being connected to the higher reasoning of things. I like that. I think that's really good. Love is the ability to give and take. Love is the ability to compromise. Love is the ability to put the needs of others in front of you. You know, love is the one that says, you know, I could take this piece of the pie, but I would rather you have it, you know, because it has more whipped cream on it. And I know that I would want that. So if I know that I would want that, I would want that for you, you know. I just think, you know, love is just, it's a high frequency of being. And when you can give of yourself to others and not expect anything in return, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know, like you give something to somebody and they go, oh, thank you. How can I repay you? And you're like, oh, no. You don't need to repay me. I give you freely. I don't need anything in return. Because for me, the greatest gift is to see you happy, is to see you fulfilled, is to see that, you know, a smile on your face because you were able to make someone's day better. We're able to give somebody something they didn't have, you know? It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm giving you that now because, you know, I want you to pay for me next time. Like if you go out to eat with a girlfriend or something, say, and recently I went to Nancy's Silver City Cafe with my friend Rebecca, and I was so appreciative of her picking me up that day that I was wandering down the sidewalk on the main strip there in Silver City with 3 bags of groceries, you know. And Rebecca stopped her SUV and yelled out to me and said, hey, would you like some help? Do you need some help? She saw me struggling. And I ran over there and, you know, she gave me a ride home. And since then, we've become very good besties. It's been really cool. And I wanted to repay her, you know, because her act of kindness saved me lots of pain, right? So we went out to eat at Silver City at Nancy's Silver Cafe for breakfast. Well, you know, it's like doing good deeds like that. People don't need to pay each other back. It's just a blessing, you know? So I told Rebecca, I said, I would love to pay for you because, I mean, you did this for me and I just appreciate you so much. Oh, no, you don't have to. I go, I want to though. I want to, you know, and it's beautiful, you know, to give and not expect anything back. That's the ultimate way of giving. You know, like when people pay it forward, you know, you're at the drive-through. Remember, people would do this where someone would be like at the McDonald's drive-through or something, and they would say, I'm going to pay for the person's meal behind me. So anything they want within a $10 limit, it's on me. And they're like, oh, wow, thank you so much. So the person orders a Big Mac fries, a Coke, and, you know, apple pie. And then they're like, okay, so how much is that? Oh, no, ma'am, this is free. The person in front of you, they gave you a free meal. And it's beautiful, you know, because, I mean, what a feeling to drive off, right? And to know that you've touched someone's life. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I just think it's really a wonderful character trait to have, is to be able to give to people. Yes, sometimes it's best to take a gift and not try to repay. Yeah, it is. It is. It really is. Because we've been taught in this society that nothing comes for free. But the truth is, love is free. Love is free for everyone. Listen to the beautiful spiritual lyrics in the song Hummingbird by Seals and Crofts. Wisdom, peace, and love is ours. You know, I honestly think that that there was an awakening trying to be unfolded in the 1960s with the hippie movement and Woodstock and love and all this conversation about, you know, no war and make peace and, you know, all that. And I really think that it was taken and twisted, you know. That is done in the Starbucks line a lot. Starbucks. You're from Washington with Starbucks line. What do you mean? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. Yeah, so I wanted to share something right now. I haven't shared it with anybody other than a few people privately. But I was raised, I didn't have a musical family necessarily, but I always had a penchant for wanting to play music, not perform necessarily. And a lot of times when I was with M, I would play my, you know, I would play my keyboard over there, you know, and would play the guitar and pay for the car behind you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, M could write a song at the drop of a hat. She is uber talented. She has a skill set and she loves to perform. She's a great solo artist. I'm sure she played in a band in the past. But I go to my keyboard over there and I'll use my little iPad-y thing, you know, it's like an Amazon Fire tablet. And I'll like go over there and just start playing, you know. Like for instance, I'll go over there right now, show you. Let me see if I can show you something. So I go over to my keyboard. I turn it on. I have this tabs program, you know, and you know, I'll turn it on and I'll play. I'll play a song. Let me see. What song should I play? All right, I'll do this. See if I can find it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Okay. And I'll just sit here and I'll just play it. In the morning when I arise, in the morning when I arise, in the morning when I arise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Give me Jesus. So I play. I'll just sit on my keyboard and just play it. So I didn't really do that very much with them at all. I didn't, because I just have a different scope of how I perform and play. It's more worshipful than anything else. So I decided that I was going to play something and then record it and then play it back and sing to it. Now, granted, I have not sung in quite a long time. No, I didn't write that. That's a song that's been around. It's like, in the morning when I rise. It's Give Me Jesus song. But I used to sing. I used to sing in ensemble, in high school. I played keyboard. I played the guitar, not the guitar. I could never figure out the guitar. It's like, still couldn't figure it out. But I used to, my first instrument was an accordion. Can you believe it? It's like the keys and then these little buttons or something, and then you push it in and out. So I just love to sing. I love to play. Thank you. And I love to play songs from the 80s, like some old Air Supply. Oh, let me see. I'll do one more. Hold on. I like Lionel Richie. I do Lionel Richie songs. And one of the songs that I really like to do and have done in the past is the song called Easy. And I used to do this one with M. like playing and singing. It's always fun. It's always exciting. I like syncopated rhythms and sounds and things like that. And it's just fun. It's fun, you know. And karaoke with Lena. Yes, exactly. So I used to have tracks, you know, I used to sing at church. And so I decided that I was going to go and record a song today just to see what I still sounded like. You know, it's been a while. My voice isn't as strong as it used to be. And I'm going to have cracks and stuff in this performance, but I just wanted to share, you know, I wanted to share this song with you guys. And I don't know, maybe I'll sing along with it. I need to get the lyrics. Let's see. Is this off? Oh, okay, it's off. All right. And I'll get the lyrics. And it's this worship song that has really spoken to me at this time. It's a beautiful song, and it's called The Goodness of God. That's what the song's called. It's a song by the people. Oh, come on. Come on. Go back. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails. All of my days I've been held within your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire. In the darkest night, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, and I've known you as a friend. I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. For every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. It's all I think out, I'm surrendered now, I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. Ta-da. That was the song. Oops, that was it. A tent revival. What? Right? Patricia, LOL, she should go on America's Got Talent. Oh, please. A tent revival. That is freaky. You sound like my first mother-in-law singing. Wow, who knew? Thanks for letting us into this window. Music playing and singing is so healing. Has gotten me through so many trying times. She was my foster mom too. Loved me lots. Well, that's just the beginning, you guys. Because, I mean, I just haven't really given my voice much of anything. And I just wasn't very inspired to sing with them. I just, you know, it just wasn't something that I did, you know, and I, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out for me. But now, I definitely want to sing more, you know, because that's my connection to God. You know, I mean, that's how I know that God exists, is because, you know, there's just no doubt when you have that understanding. You just can't, you know, you just can't. You can't think that it doesn't exist, you know, because it does. It's true, you know. I am so grateful that I've been given this opportunity to share my life with you guys, and to be able to have that ability to give, you know, of myself, you know, and to be able to express myself. And, you know, it's amazing, you know, when you're free, when you're able to just, you know, when you're able to just express who you are, it's just great, you know, it's just great. And I'm honored that you guys would be willing to listen to what I have to say, because it means a lot to me, you guys. It really does. I was trying to find this one song. I don't know if if it'll play. And this is like totally off the cuff, but it's just, I don't know if it's the actual, oh gosh, stop this playing. Yikes, something else was playing there. Let's see, I wonder if the words, yeah. I'll do something else sometime, but for the time being, turn this off. But for the time being, it's just an amazing thing. You know, it's an amazing thing. When I was a child, our church had a tent revival with Jimmy Swaggart. Did you know I went to Jimmy Swaggart Bible College? Did you know that? Your soul's expressing. It's good for you to be finding that joy in music again. It sounds like it has been there for you in your relationship with God. You are great company, Lena. Well, I appreciate you guys. Okay, so I will try to find the song that I was talking about. Let's see. I'm trying to find like these karaoke like songs that I could just kind of sing along with. And this is just, I'm like totally off cuff here. So let me see, karaoke, Stephen Curtis, this Chapman. Oops. I'm a terrible typer. I never took it in school. And I would rather learn that than anything else. You know what I mean? Where is it? Hiding place. I'm trying to find it. It doesn't. Where is it? Kind of stinks. Sorry, you guys. I don't mean to drag this out. Really don't. Hopefully. Or it's on my home. I will be here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a song. Okay, this one's a interesting one. This is the song that I sang for my wife before I transitioned in 1997 for our wedding. And I sang this song to her thinking that I was always going to be there for her. And when stuff happened with my transition, I realized that I couldn't sing this song to her anymore because I was not going to be here. And it broke my heart that I ended up, ruining a beautiful relationship. And it was really sad. It was really sad. I wish things would have worked out differently. I really do. But this is the song. So start from the beginning. Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear, I will be here. If in the dark with a sight of love, hold my hand and have no fear, 'cause I will be here. I will be here when you feel like being quiet, when you need to speak your mind. I will listen. I will be here when the laughter turns to crying, through the winning, losing, and trying, we'll be together. 'Cause I will be here. Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the future is unclear, I will be here. As sure as seasons are made for change, our lifetimes are made for years, I will be here. I will be here. You can cry on my shoulder when the mirror tells us we're older. I will hold you. I will be here to watch you grow in beauty, and tell you all the things you are to me. I will be here. Oh, I will be true to the promise I have made, to you and to the one who gave you to me. Just as sure as seasons are made for change, our lifetimes are made for years, I will be here, we'll be together. I will be here. I couldn't keep that. I couldn't keep that vow. It's really sad, you know, because I was married before. I had a beautiful, beautiful family. I had a beautiful, life. I did. And transition actually destroyed so much of what I had. I think one of the biggest reasons I couldn't stay with M is because I had already given my heart at the time to a woman. And that period of time in my life where I had a relationship with a woman, I don't think I could ever get anything better than what I had, you know. And it's really sad, honestly, what happened. Because my first wife was my best friend. We got along really well. We were like fast friends. You know, we were like best buds. And we'd been through a lot together, and we thought that since we'd been through the rough times early on, that everything was going to be fine, you know? There wasn't going to be any problems. We had already ventured through issues and family and rejection, and, you know, we thought, you know, we were the couple that would ever stay together and grow old with each other, you know? And we had children, and we homeschooled our kids. We went to church. And then 2011 happened. And my world turned upside down. My life was never the same. But I feel for her. I feel for her because she didn't ask for this. She didn't say, oh, gee, I would like to suffer with a person who says they're one thing and then they're turning out to be something different than what they told me they were. I wouldn't, and I don't blame her for anything that's happened. Trying to protect kids is something that mothers do. And I became the one that she needed protected the kids, you know, that she was trying to protect the kids from. Lots of lessons to be learned in this life experience of ours. And I believe, personally, when I went back up to that mountain and I saw the destruction, I don't know if you guys watched any of that. Maybe I could share with you guys briefly some of what I was talking about. I went up to the location where I had my accident, and I shared some of my video up on out there in the Black Range Mountains in New Mexico. Trying to see if I can get my audio to play. And basically, I've actually found the location of where everything happened. So, let's see if I can maybe play it. Some people haven't probably seen it. What's wrong? No, it's not playing. But technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm going to share. Do you think the intensity of the Pentecostal religion played a part in your wife rejecting your transition? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We were spiritual. We were tongue talkers. We were laying on of hands. We were, yeah, definitely. For sure. For sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's just pleasant. It would have to like start there. Okay.
This is Lena, and you're watching a special episode of Lena's Life. I am right now like feet from where my car fell back in 2014. And I'm contemplating taking a look because I've never really, like known exactly where everything happened. But I decided to come out here today and take my mind off of other pressing things that are happening today that we will not mention. But every time I've ever come out here, it's always been so windy. It's weird. And there really isn't a good place. You see the roadway? There isn't a good place to like put your car. So I think I'm gonna get out. I think. It's kind of cool out. It's interesting coming back here to revisit this moment in time. And it's a little distressing, a little, just trying to make sense of what took place back then and where exactly my car found its way down. From what I understand, after driving this is very remote. It's more remote. There's still snow up on that mountain over there. So we're like at a pretty good elevation. And it is steep down there. And going by some geographic markers, but look at that snow. That's insane. Okay. So they said it was over by mile marker. Whoa. Look at that. And that's the 39. There's the roadway down there. So I'm pretty close. Thanks for coming with me, guys.
There's literally no guardrail there. So this road at what would have been 9:45 at night is not the kind of road that you would ever want to be on, especially in the pitch dark. I was still trying to figure out where I was, I was trying to figure out where I was at with regards to where the actual falling off the road happened. And still at this point in the video, I didn't know. I have an idea of the exact location. But as I continued to kind of like search and do some, like connections and stuff like that, I went up further, and I think I literally found the location where my car actually did go over the road. And there isn't a like a pull off. There isn't a place, so that when the people that came and got me, they found me, they literally, they didn't have a place to really pull off. So they were like pulling off in a dangerous spot. They didn't really have, a place to just safely put the car. And that's the miracle of it, though, is that I was found, miraculously by this couple and this group of people that basically had no business stopping where they did. That there was no reason, there was no rhyme or reason for it. And that's one of the miracles. I mean, I remember being told that by my friend Aaron, who was one of my rescuers, who actually went down and got me. He was basically telling me that there was like a herd of deer that kind of slowed down their car from being able to get to down the road further. So that meant that the people that were coming from the opposite way, they met at a certain location. And specifically because of the fact that the deer like held up the car, that they stopped where they stopped. And they stopped right where I was. So it's a series of miracles. It really is. It's a series of miracles that took place. And it's really, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It was a very stressful ride. So I was trying to find where the accident happened, but I was more concerned about, feeling comfortable driving, because we had just gotten the Dodge Intrepid, and it was a big bulky car. Here's my car. Isn't that cool?
I love my car. It's so pretty.
Years later,
It's pretty.
I survived it, and I lived to tell about it. And now I'm here. Well, that's as good as it gets. I mean, I don't think I can handle much more. I don't think I can handle much more than that. And no, I'm not going to drive while I'm hot. So maybe I could share a little bit here. Yeah, it was an event. It was the event that defined my life, my path, my future. It's the one event that changed my life forever. Changed my life forever. I'll never be the same. I'm here in New Mexico because of it. I got married because of it. And I've had the life that I've had for the last 4 or 5 years because of it. So yeah, it's been crazy. But through it all, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every moment, the good and the bad. Because without the darkness, you don't appreciate the sun. about bad things happening, you can't really appreciate the good. So I'm going to continue my day, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.
Yep. So that was kind of like my first, like kind of getting a feel for the area to find out what I needed, like what I should do and stuff, and how I should approach the things and stuff like that that were taking place, and how to kind of get an idea of where the car would have been. So in this next video, I'm showing you guys how I'm going backwards compared to like, so I was coming from this direction, not going this way. And I'm just like driving to just kind of like maybe have a spiritual radar on to be able to sense maybe the location, because I really do think that our intuition spiritual is much more acute than having any kind of, other awareness. But yeah, the road is so curvy. I mean, just look at that. That is just one curve after the other. And I was driving, had been driving for a very long time. And I literally, missed a curve because I was not paying attention. I had fallen asleep. It doesn't take, you don't have to fall asleep to fall off the road. You could just not have been aware.
That's what we call fixing the gears, fixing the steps. Almost bad. It's good.
Pretty sure, pretty much, we passed the curve that I fell off of. Imagine driving this at night. Oh God. Seriously. It's like 8,000 feet elevation. Look at that, 10 miles an hour and a big U-turn.
This feels like you're running.
So I'm like trying to get my bearings. And I think it was like right in that area. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I think I ended up hitting this tree right here. Because I came around this curve and then I just came out this way, I believe. Let me see. It's pretty close. Kind of gunking up. Bummer. So this is Emery Pass. Emery Pass is the top of the Black Range, and that's the view. Actually, that's where the helicopter landed, up in that rest area, monument site and scenic lookout. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Here's a panorama. It's very mountainous. Very beautiful. Mountains in the distance. Came up here, the first time was April of 2015 with Mark at the time. And And basically, I was definitely like really scared, you know. So this is the roadway up here. That's the roadway. And I believe my car went off, hit this tree, and then it flipped end over end or side to side all the way down to, so that's the roadway up there, and hit this tree, rolled and rolled and rolled down in the bottom. You see how steep it is? It's very steep.
I think I found the spot where that rock cropping is up there. Along the ridge of the road is where the car, I think, fell off the road up there. And it was probably that pine tree right there. Interesting. And it's still nice and windy. It's almost like a spiritual, as you guys can see, dark snow. Someday I think I'm gonna hike down there. See if I could.
Yep, so that was pretty much it. I ended up shooting a picture right here, this curve, and then my car went boom right in that tree and then rolled off the road. Yep, pretty much.
I go outside, but it's so darn windy and cold. So maybe I'll leave it for another day when it's warmer in the summer to come back. And then be able to maybe to walk down there or something and take a look at it. Because right now it's a little too cold for me. I just have a jean jacket on and this little sweater top thingamajigaball. But yeah, I think I found it. I think I found the place. At least I know where it's at, so that when I want to come back, I can come back and see it. But it helps, it helps. It helps to bring closure to an event that changed my life.
Yep, it did. It changed my life. It changed my life. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much. Wasn't there a bigger main road that you could have been on that is roughing going even in the daylight? Well, see, the whole thing was that I was on Interstate 25 and I typed into Google the quickest way to get to Silver City. So from Albuquerque down to Silver City, it's about 3 hours. And I just went with the first option. And that option took me through a mountain road, but I had no idea. So when I got there around 8 o'clock, I think it was, I saw the turnout and I was like, oh man, I can't believe I had to drive mountain driving now. Ugh. And so I was already kind of bummed, but I was tired, but I was like, I have Vivarin in my glove box, glove compartment, and I'll just get Vivarin and take some caffeine tablets, and I should be fine. Only another 50 miles to go. I'll do it. But yeah, there was a different way to get there that was safer. If you it's gonna maybe share a map of the area, and just to give you an idea of what I could have done, it would have been so much better. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to start sharing this screen. Okay, so. Okay, so this is New Mexico, right? There's Albuquerque. This is Interstate 25. Traveling down Interstate 25, one could literally just avoid the whole mountain route, you know. And this is the mountain route going up through here. You see this little wavy squares and lines and stuff. Silver City's right here, okay? I could have taken this interstate from here down to Hatch or all the way down to Las Cruces, right? And have come across to Deming and then up into Silver City. Or I could take in Hatch and come down this way towards Deming. You know, it would have been so much safer. But instead, I took myself off of the interstate and went on this dreaded mountain road called 152. And that took me to an area that was very remote, very remote. And I went off of radar. I went off of the radar in Hillsboro here. And I went through this little town. I remember it. You know, I remember going through this little town and driving, you know, say, so I went through this town right here. Oops. And I was like, what in the world? What am I getting myself into? And this, see, it just starts to get more treacherous as you drive. And then you start going into the canyon here, and then it starts climbing, and you're climbing up into the mountains. Literally, see? And look at how this thing goes. Now it starts to turn. You know, now it starts to turn and do all these crazy curves. Look at all that. I mean, this is just mountain, 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 you know? And it's like insane. I was crazy. That's all I can say. And look at how that thing curves like that. It's, okay, so this is Emery Pass. Location. Right, I'm coming down this road here, and look at all this curve. It's in curves and curves and curves. And right out here, see this? I even have it labeled. Right out here. Isn't that crazy? Just crazy stuff. really crazy. What highway number were you on? I'm on Google Earth looking for the location. It was Highway 152. And so if you type in Google, see, I'm gonna do like I did that day. And I'm gonna say, Google, send me from, let me see. Map, location, Google Maps, directions, Albuquerque, New Mexico, to Silver City. Okay. All right, now tell me which way to go. So they said, go this way. That's the way I took, right there. See, I could have taken this way, right here, but I took instead this way. Oh no, I'm sorry. I could have taken a different way, but see, I don't know. Is this 152? 152. No, it doesn't even give you that option. That's so weird. Okay, is this it? Yeah, this is it. So it's like 4 hours and 13 minutes, 5 hours and 8 minutes, 5 hours and 21 minutes. So it didn't even give me the option of going down here and then up. See what I mean? It gave me this option. That's the option that I took that gave me that accident. Oh my God, there are lessons there for all of us about many missteps on all those decisions. Hindsight is always 20/20. Absolutely. I should be dead. I should be dead. And as you can see, Google shows that the fastest route is the way I took. And I was tired and I was like, I want to get there quick. You know, if I have to go through mountains to get there, I don't want to drive any longer than I have to, you know? So I was just like, why, you know? But sure enough, everything happens for a reason. Everything has a purpose. Everything has some kind of, you know, reason for existing. And for me, it was my destiny. It was my date with destiny. And I don't know if I could have done it any differently. Don't know. Don't know. So you got it located, Jeanette? Really? You see it on there? You see it? Yeah. Shouldn't be here. I should not be here. But this is what I came to understand in taking that drive. I was spared simply because of my children. That's it. there are children that I have that need their dad, and they need me. And God knew that. And for their sake, not for me, because I made a bad decision. I should be dead. For their sake, I was spared and I was kept alive. And that's a wonderful expectation that I have, that I'm closer now. I'm closer now to seeing my kids, because I know that that's what is going to take place. It has to, because I have no other reason for existing, other than for the good of my children. So I'm waiting. I'm in contact with my boy, my oldest, and things are looking up and up. I'm so excited. So excited. My boys contacted me, and I shared with them my song and everything. And yeah. So the problem with nodding off is that we are never aware we've nodded off until the lane bumpers jog us alert as a warning. Yeah, but there were no lane bumper warnings. There was just a Thelma and Louise cliff drop off. That was all there was. So I got no warning. My warning was, there was dirt on the road, and then off the edge. And there's this car just tumbling down. And every time I felt the impact of the car hitting rocks and trees and stuff, I was like, I am going to die. I'm not going to live through this. But the car landed on all fours. On all fours. That should not even happen. There's a 1 in 4 chance that your car, if you roll it, that it's going to land in like a place of like being on all fours. How does that happen? And honestly, it doesn't happen unless there's divine intervention. Without divine intervention, that ain't happening. That ain't happening, because, it just isn't. It just isn't. And you look at, yeah, that'll wake you up, for sure. We're talking a car ahead in here, in that little triangular, look at that. Look how smashed that is. So my head was in here, in this little space. Your car is unrecognizable. Look at that. Look at that impact. If that would have happened on the other side of the door, my leg would have been severed. There's a sardine can opening here. I had a luggage rack on top of my car at one point. It landed. Wow. It's crazy. So that's the view of the driver's seat. Somehow my head laid there for hours. Look at that. Yeah. Yep. All my life, you have been faithful. All my life, you have been so, so good. You know, that's why I sing. That's why I sing. Goodness of God. Well, I guess that's all for the show. Thank you for watching, you guys. I will be back at another time, sharing other things. But yeah, they are the most important people in your life, and you are their dad. You started the program talking about love, and it will lead you back to them. I will reconnect with them. That's the truth. I know that. And what a time it will be. Wow. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like to hold one of my kids, let alone any of them. Yeah. Well, you guys have a great evening, you know. And I am going to leave you guys with this little bit of my song. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. See you guys.